Recording in progress. Um, we're super glad to see you all. Thank you for joining us. Our original intention was to do one of these every month. And then after we got back from the Institute, our office was closed for a month. And then January and February, there was a lot going on, but the goal is to get back in the swing of things. And so we wanted to give you all an opportunity to do some networking, connecting, and also give you some updates on what's going on around here. We are recording this session to put it up or post it later, mainly because there's a couple things that I'm going to go through that you may want to come back and look at. So I'm gonna share my screen. The first thing I want to talk about is the professional development and academic support. All right, I hope you're seeing my screen. All right, so in the past, when you were going to submit or needed to submit a form for professional development, for academic support, for it to go through that pre-approval process, there's a PDF form that you fill out. In the past, it was emailed. Some people still email, I mean, not email, snail mail. Some people still snail mail it. I don't recommend that. But mostly everybody has been emailing forms, and I'll say, okay, yes, this is approved. When you're done, submit your reimbursement, um, and we can move forward. Uh, but now we have hopefully really streamlined this process so that everything is in this Scholar portal. And so the screen that you are seeing now, it's a test portal, so there may be a few extra things that you might not see when you would log in. But when you go to the Scholar portal and you click on your Scholar updates portal, this is where you do everything related to SRAB. We will, oh, this is moving slow. Okay. But this is where you update your personal information. You can opt in and out of the Scholar directory, your file uploads. Um, just very quickly, before we get to that area, I do want to mention a quick thing about file uploads. So you are required as a Scholar part of the program to upload your grades and your enrollment every semester, particularly our state-funded scholars, so that we can pay you. And I know seems like around December, January, there were a lot of questions like, I'm not really sure where to upload my stuff. My stuff is already there's already a file in there. I can't upload another form. Um, if you have already, so for this, what is it, spring 24, you already have files in here of your enrollment status for the spring, of your grades from the previous fall. When it's time for you to submit your enrollment for summer and your final grades for the spring, if you already have a file in there, that's fine. Just overwrite it, because we will have checked off on our end that you have already submitted those documents from before. You don't have to worry about losing them. We'll be okay. Just make sure when you come to this area, I think this is block number 3, just make sure you upload your documents. And if you have to overwrite it, that is fine. So I wanted to let you know that. Let's see. But the big thing that we're going to talk about today is, if you keep scrolling down, 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 this is the section on requesting academic support reimbursement for dissertation awardees, as well as approval for professional funding, which is for all of our awardees. So I'm going to go with the professional funds first. We'll give you some updates and announcements after we do this section. The professional funds, as you know, we want you to send in your approval so that we can go in and make sure that you've got everything in order. But when you're going, where you're going, about how much you're going to spend, do you think you're going to use the full $500? You're only going to use part of it. We'd like for that to happen about 30 days prior to your event. So I'm going to try to go through pretty regularly to do pre-approvals. And so you'll just need to kind of check back in. I'd say I will most likely be doing pre-approvals once a week, probably around Wednesday or Thursday. And so if it's been about 2 weeks and you haven't seen your status change from, I think it's like blank or submitted to pre-approved, shoot me an email to make sure that I have seen it or that it has actually come through. Now, this is where you will do everything related to professional funds. So I'm actually going to um, get this one for Stupendous Conference because I figured that'd be a great example for you all. But typically this first section that gives you all your general information. Submit your form 30 days prior to your event, and after your um, request has been approved, then you can come back to this same one and submit your receipts. So when you first log on and you're ready to say, hey, I'm going to Stupendous Conference. Here's my documentation. Here's my event, my total expenses. This is really about all the section that you will see. So you'll put in the name, the event date, location, about how much you think you'll be spending, and then the upload official documentation. Obviously, it's a sample image here, but this is where you will put in your proof of what it is that you're presenting. So most folks will send either a um, acceptance email from their conference. Sometimes there's a letter. Sometimes people will send a page from the program in a PDF form. Any of that is fine as long as it has, your name, the date, the time, all of that, so we could see where exactly you'll be presenting. Now, after this, there will be a button down here in this general area, which will say submit for pre-approval. And then we on our end, we'll be able to go through, we'll check out your documentation, look at your dates, and we'll check a little box on our end that says you're pre-approved. And so after you come back from your conference, you will come back to this same screen. So, when it's on the page before where it said Stupendous Conference, you click on edit and you can come in here. And this is where so right here, you see this is where we redo your pre-approval. And then you can come back here and submit all of your receipts. We try to separate things out a little bit because we know when people have receipts, there tend to be more than one. So you can submit registration receipts, lodging, meals, things like that. We'll want to know your travel method, although most people that are submitting for PD reimbursement, they're not driving. Most of the time they're flying. But if you're driving, select that and put your mileage in. And then if you had any other expenses, and you can upload your receipts here if you need an explanation. Like I've had students who say, well, I intended to go by myself and room by myself, but I ended up, one of my colleagues came with me and I split the hotel room. So it's not the full, I'm not asking for the full amount, I'm only asking for half of the amount. And then this way we can go in, check your receipts, check your expenses, and Vita can go ahead and start processing your amount to reimburse. All right, let's see. Jessica, you have a question. See your hand raised.
Yeah, I had a question about that. So I know I just left from a conference and I submitted like my reimbursement and everything to you via email. Do I need
Yeah.
to go and do this process or?
So if you have already, prior to today, if you had submitted a a PDF or a paper or whatever, go ahead and finish out via email, via the PDF form. So just send in your receipts like you would normally do. And then next time you're ready to do another professional development, go in through this way and do it on this end. But yeah, if
Okay.
you've already done one, like especially I've actually had a lot in the past few weeks. If you started it on email and PDF, finish it out that way, and then we can move forward the next time you're ready to use these funds. All right, Skylin.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you? I was wondering, I remember during the institute this past fall,
Hmm.
you all were talking about potentially for those of us who have never used the professional development funds, ways for other ways for us to receive those funds. And I was wondering if there was an update on that, on other ways to use the funds.
So yes, I do have an update on that, and I want to finish this part first, and we will come back to that. That's my other update and announcement.
Okay.
So hold tight, hold tight.
Thank
All
you.
right, let's see who else had the hand raised. Guadalupe.
Yeah, so for the pre-approval, is it supposed to be within 30 days prior to the event, or can because I have one, but it's in June. I don't know if the earlier the
No,
better, or
it,
you want me to wait.
the, that's fine. If you want to go
Okay.
ahead and submit it, that's fine. We, if you catch me on a good day, and you happen to have missed that 30-day window, I might let you slide through. But typically we ask you to submit the forms for pre-approval at minimum 30 days before. But if you know you're going someplace in June, feel free to go ahead and put it in.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, Skylar.
Tiffany, we had one more question that came in with the Q&A.
Okay.
Do we put all meal receipts on one sheet for each individual meal?
For meals, since those typically tend to be you have multiple receipts, I would personally suggest like scanning them all into one document. Um, if you can't do that, I would say reach out to me and we will make adjustments. All right, Skylin.
Sorry, I didn't have another question.
Okay, all right, no worries. So this is the process. It's relatively straightforward. We try to make it as similar to the form, just in a digital format for you. And like I said, it allows for me to see, everybody's professional development in one place as opposed to pulling emails from different weeks and, looking. Sometimes there'll be a form in one email and sheets in another email. This way, everything is all in one place, and it should make it easier for you all, and make it easier for us to review, approve, get you paid. All right, so I'm going to close out professional funds and go to academic support reimbursement. So this is very similar. This is for our dissertation awardees. Same process. We'll look at one that's already here as a test. You will put in your receipt date. So typically there's not a whole lot that we don't allow for academic support funds. Um, I mean, you just need to make a case. Now, I mean, if you're trying to buy like a Gucci laptop bag, no, I can't help you on that. But, anything that's really related to your dissertation, you can submit it here. Now, in here, you will go ahead and do everything. So you will submit your receipt date. So like if you purchased a laptop and you want to put your academic support funds toward a laptop, put your receipt date, the amount, Your item description, this is really where you go in and say, you know, this is what I used it for. You know, I bought a laptop. This is to help offset the cost of my laptop. Or, you know, I'm requesting $300 so that I can buy gift cards for my research participants. Just put all that information in the item description, upload your documentation, your receipts, and then we can get that approved for you as well. So I do have some overachievers on the line. I know that some of you have already started going through this process, and that's okay. I've actually been trying to approve them as I see them. But again, if you have started a professional development request or an academic support reimbursement request, if you've started it via email and PDF form, just finish out your request that way, and then the next time you go on and you're ready to request, you can do it this way. All right, Jessica.
Tiffany, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I just had a really quick question. Do we typically I guess like get notified once it's been approved, I guess like the reimbursement, or like is there a time frame in which we need to kind of look out for the check? Or
Typically, so I'm not exactly sure how quickly this process will work because we are just now approving and submitting the first couple of professional development that professional development requests and reimbursements. It should only take about 2 weeks. We're still trying to navigate how to get you all paid via direct deposit. And that's really just a back end issue where we have to, you know, connect different pots of money to different students and different funding streams. It's relatively complicated on the back end, but it shouldn't take more than a couple of weeks to receive your reimbursement.
Okay. Tiffany, I have a few questions in the Q&A and also some in the chat.
Yes.
First question, do we have to be presenting at the conference? Can we submit for professional development funds if we are in leadership positions for a professional organization and plan to attend a conference where we will be organizing events and sessions?
That will have to be approved on a case by case basis. I would say to go ahead and submit your request. And what I'll probably end up doing is having a quick chat with the scholar to do that, or who's requesting to do that. We really are aiming for this pot of funds to be for presenting. However, if you can make a case, you know, we might be willing to adjust that a little bit so that you can use at least some of the funding toward that.
Okay, second question. Is there a section for us to submit research academic support fund requests?
There is not. We, if I'm not mistaken, decided to go away from that because really, again, the book and the spectrum is open for the academic support. So if you go ahead and submit your reimbursement request, if I have any questions or if Dr. A has any questions, we will reach out to you. But for the most part, these are pretty much automatically approved.
Okay. Third question, this is for state scholars. Can we do professional development and academic support? If so, must the total add to 500 or are they separate funds?
So for our state-funded scholars, if you are a dissertation awardee, that is the only way that right now, that is the only way that you will have access to both professional development and academic support funds. They do not have to equal $500 total. They are two separate pots of money, two separate funding streams. So you can, if you are a state-funded dissertation awardee, you can request the $500 for professional development, and you can also request $500 for academic support.
Okay, next question. Can a current SREB scholar apply for the dissertation award for their final year?
No, you may not. And it's not because we don't like you or anything like that. It's really just because we're trying to spread our funds as widely as possible. So if you are a doctoral awardee and you have already received the doctoral award, you are not able to apply for the dissertation award.
Okay. Next question. What is the process for those who are institutionally funded for professional development funds and academic support request forms?
Same process for institutionally funded students. You would just come on to here, put all of your information in, put your documentation that you're presenting or whatever your receipts are for your academic support request. There's no difference on that aspect. You would institutional scholars and state funded scholars still will both come into this portal to do all of their um, submissions.
Okay, I have a few more questions, but I also saw Kanisha with her
Yes.
hand up.
Awesome. Kanisha.
Hi, I asked the question about the Research Academic Support Fund. I know you said y'all are going away from that. My follow-up question, it seems that the Academic Support Fund is for dissertation scholars only, but that the Research Academic Support was open to doctoral scholars. At least that's what the guidelines and descriptions say on the website.
Mhm.
So I know I'm asking as a follow-up question because your
Right.
response seems like it was like for just dissertation
Right.
scholars. So I wanted to just clarify that.
So there really are just two pots of funding. And so number one, thank you for letting us know that that wording is not clear. We'll make sure to clear it up. But there is just professional development with funds which are available to doctoral awardees and dissertation awardees. And then there's academic support funds, which also is like academic research support. I think it may have been called a different name several years ago, but it's just those two pots, and the academic support funds are only available at the moment to dissertation awardees.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, and then how much is the maximum fund available if you are presenting at a conference?
You are presenting at a conference, the maximum amount that you can be reimbursed is $500.
Okay, and then looks like this is the last question I have so far. How many times and what items can I submit for the academic support reimbursement? I'm asking because I have many receipts throughout the years, plus a
Mhm.
computer I had to purchase as an emergency last year.
Yeah. So you can you for academic support, you have $500. You can do one big purchase that will wipe out your whole $500, or you can do several small ones. We have students who do both. Some will say, I've got a couple of gift cards I need to buy for my research participants, but I also need to buy ink for my printer. And there's this other book that I need for my lit review. As long as it's not over $500, you can submit as many times as you need. Okay. So again, like I said, this session is being recorded. So if you need to come back and kind of take a look about where to submit things, I'm going to go back to the homepage on here just to again scroll down so you'll know where you'll be looking. Let's see, there were a couple of questions that also came into the registration. Professional development funds, are they only available from June to May each year? We operate on a academic calendar year basis, so your funds will recycle on August 1st. So you have from August 1st until July 31st to use your $500 for that year. If you have funds that you're using like somebody on here just said, I've got a conference in June that I want to use these funds for. That's great. And if they also have another conference that they want to go to in August, technically that is 2 separate academic years. So again, that academic time frame is from August 1st to July 31st. Let's see. I think that was it for the questions. All right. Now, I do have some updates. We did talk about increasing the amount of funds available for you to do all these wonderful, awesome, fantastic things that you're doing. So I do want to let you know that we are in the process of putting some things into place that will increase the amount of professional development funds beginning next year. I think the amount will be $750, which is increased from $500. That was the last thing that we agreed on. So keep that in mind. Also, we will be increasing the amount of, we will be giving our doctoral awardees access to some academic support funds. We're still throwing the ball around, looking at some numbers about how much it will be. It will not be the $500 amount that the dissertation awardees get. But beginning next year, our doctoral awardees will also have some academic support funds available to them. And so, like, again, we're trying to crunch some numbers and make sure that everything, pans out. And we're also trying to make sure that we put together some guidelines that are in place for that. So I just wanted to let you know, give you that little nugget. And when August rolls around, we will put out more detailed information about what those increases are, who gets access to what, when you have access to it, what are the guidelines. But I did want to let you know that we have been working diligently to provide some more resources for you, and we're really excited about that.
I do have a few more questions for you, Tiffany.
Okay.
Okay. One scholar says, I know this was covered, but I got a bit confused. For
Mhm.
state scholars, we
Mhm.
can tap into academic support?
If you are a dissertation awardee as of right now. So if you have, something that you need to purchase, like I said, software, a printer, a laptop, if you are a dissertation awardee, no matter if you are a state scholar or an institutional scholar, if you are a dissertation awardee right now, you do have access to academic support.
Okay, and when you say those increases for next year, that is starting August?
That will start in August, and we will give out some very detailed information about, again, who's available, what funding is available to who, and when you can access it, things like that. There's a lot of rules and regulations we got to put into place to manage that. But yes, that will be available beginning academic year 24-25, which starts in August.
Okay. And then this person had to step away, but can they submit the proposal for academic support before making the purchase to make sure it is approved before making the purchase?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. And then I've seen a couple of questions for people who are, it looks like they're current doctoral scholars and they're interested in dissertation funding. What I will say is that if you are a current doctoral scholar, as Tiffany mentioned, you are not eligible for the dissertation award. However, if you are following us on Twitter, X, on our LinkedIn showcase page, and our other social media, we do try to promote other forms of find possible financing for you. So please check those. I run that. So if I see something that could be of interest and you may qualify for it, please check that. And if you still have a question about it, please feel free to contact Tiffany or myself.
Yeah.
And let's see here. I had a question about the timeline for stipend assistance. Is there a time, can we give a timeline for when it will run out? And actually, this might be something that needs to be answered on a personal
Yes,
basis.
let's we can hop offline after this award, sorry, after this office hours, and we can talk that through.
Okay. And then is participant compensation for a dissertation study an allowable use for the Research Academic Support Fund?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
As long as it is, sorry, as long as it is like in a gift card form that you can provide a receipt for, then we can do reimbursement for that.
Okay. And then is there extra funding available for traveling abroad to a foreign country to collect data, even if it is for 2 or 3 weeks?
As it stands right now, no. But that may be something that academic support funds could go to for next academic year when everyone has access to them. So if you're looking for them for like right now, if you're a doctoral awardee, the answer is no, not right this second. But that doesn't mean that you won't be able to use future academic support funds once they become available next academic year.
Okay, and then another question. If a person has not used their stipend in a specific year, if they have maxed out their professional development funds, may they use a small amount, I guess that was deferred, for professional development?
You will need to reach out to me personally so we can have a chat about that.
Okay, the others, I must send them to us directly because they're
Okay.
very specific questions.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that sounds good. So hopefully this has been some helpful information about where we were with professional development and academic support, where we are now, and where we're moving toward. Again, as we make the changes and updates and increases for next year, we will absolutely be sending you some very detailed information about how that works. So be on the lookout for that towards the end of the summer / next academic year. I'm going to stop sharing because I'm done with this part, but I do, there were a couple other things that I wanted to mention here. I've gotten a lot of questions about summer enrollment, summer funding. How does that work? And so let me just give you a general rundown. If you are a state supported scholar and you are enrolled in the summer, we can still pay your stipend. You will need to, when you've got your summer enrollment available, you'll need to submit that in the portal so that we can see that. And we can still pay for your stipend. Now, enrollment versus like full-time enrollment. The other part of that is a lot of times, particularly once you get toward that dissertation phase, there's no other classes to take. So we're not requiring you to be enrolled full time per se, but you do need to be enrolled for at least one credit hour, which is usually like a dissertation research hour. But again, as long as you are enrolled, we can continue to pay your stipend. We do typically have a lot of students who decide not to take their stipend in the summertime. And so if that is the case, you can pause your stipend. So let's say you got classes and classes end in May, we'll pay you for May, but then let's say for June and July, you're going to take a break or you're going to do something else that, you're not enrolled and you just, need it. Sometimes we need a moment. Then you can take that, let us know. We can pause your stipend and start it back up in August or whenever you're ready. So that is an option. If you are in a program where your program does not offer courses in the summertime, but you're still wanting to, if you're a dissertation awardee, and you're in the throes of writing your dissertation and there's no other classes for you to take, and there are not classes offered, then you would just send me an email and let me know where you are in this process. Kind of let us know what your updates are with your dissertation. You say, hey, Tiffany, I still need my stipend for this summer. But my institution does not offer any courses for me to take, so I'm not technically enrolled, but I am actively working toward completing my dissertation, and give us an update on your dissertation. There's only a handful of schools that don't offer any classes during the summertime, and we kind of have an idea of who those institutions are, but just send me an email and kind of let me know where you are so we can talk about your summer stipend. What else am I missing?
The requirement to attend the institute.
Oh, yes. Okay. So hopefully you all know that the 31st Institute on Teaching and Mentoring will be held in New Orleans, Louisiana. October 31st through, all right, Jeff, listen, we got a good time. I'm so excited. October 31st through Sunday, November 3rd. I really hope that you all can attend. And I also want to remind you that it is a requirement to attend the Institute. We don't ask you all to do a whole lot of heavy lifting. This program is designed to support you as you matriculate through your programs. However, this is an incredible touch point for you. And I know most everybody on here, I'm looking at names and faces, most everybody has been to the Institute. So you know how impactful and how life-changing this event is. That being said, we're not monsters. If you're sick, obviously don't come. Please do not share your germs with us. That's a gift that we don't want to keep on giving. But if you have if you are presenting at another conference, there's Veronica, what's the other conference that runs with ours?
SACNAS.
Yes. We have several scholars who will present at SACNAS, and that's fine. But if you have presented at SACNAS once, then you need to come to the Institute. We do not want you to continually push this off. And if you are a state-supported scholar, unless you have a really great reason, we have been talking about withholding your stipend because you really, really, really need to come to the Institute. In addition to there being great concurrent sessions and great plenary sessions, this is an opportunity for you to network with not only other scholars, but with over 100 institutions who are there specifically to recruit you all. And so I do want to let you all know that, we've tried to be very kind and understanding in the past, but this really is not an option. And if you feel like you cannot come, you really need to have a great reason for why you cannot come. And also, come on, friends, this is going to be New Orleans on Halloween. We're going to have a great time. Okay. Make sure you put it on your calendar. You cannot say that you did not know, because we assign conference institute dates 3 years in advance. So everybody should know and everybody should have on their calendar that they need to attend the Institute on Teaching and Mentoring from October 31st to November 3rd. Was that good, Veronica? I was trying not to be so mean. Veronica told me that
Yes, yeah, I think you did well.
okay. All right. And then so we will continue to hound you all about that. I mean, like I said, it's not most of the folks that are on here, but still, if we're part of your award package, that either the states are paying for, the state legislation is paying for, or that your institution is paying for, is for you to come and take advantage of all of the opportunities that are available at the Institute. Let's see, Jessica, I see hand raised.
Yeah, I had a question in terms of stipend.
Yeah.
So I know that for for my first year, I had to like defer some funds because I had
Yes.
another um fellowship.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like, I guess, so I know that I will be using that for my last year, my fourth year. Do
Yes.
we need to contact or like, I guess, set up a meeting with you during the summer to kind
That's the
of like,
best way. Yeah, that's the best thing to do. And
okay,
try to get me realistically, try to get me in June.
okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. Thank you.
Let's see, is there a limit to the number of courses we can take during the summer? No, there is not. I mean, don't kill yourself doing classes, but there's not a limit there. Let's see, if we are a dissertation awardee finishing in August. Wait, hold on. Will there be funding available to help us attend the Institute in October? Potentially, but I'm not quite sure yet. I'll need to have a discussion with our Institute coordinator, Robert Puckett. But check back in with me around June. And I think actually Robert is planning on, Veronica, I think he's planning on opening registration.
Um,
It was
his
up to
goal is
Robert.
this month, but
Yeah,
it could be a beginning of May.
yeah,
I'm trying to get some website revisions done for the Institute site, which we hope to
yeah.
have live end of May, hopefully before then, but definitely
Yeah.
then.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let me check with Robert and check back with me in June, and we'll see what we can figure out. I can't make any promises though, so let me preface that by saying that. Veronica, I know we're coming up on time, and both Veronica and I do have a hard stop at 3 o'clock. Can you talk a little bit about the connecting with us on social media and the LinkedIn?
Absolutely. And I actually put links in the chat if you have not seen them for our Twitter page, as well as for our LinkedIn Showcase page. And on that LinkedIn Showcase page, we are also actively reaching out to our program alumni. So there's another opportunity for you to network with people who have been through the program. They're currently, some are in academia, some are in industry, some are in government. So there's a wide variety of really great resources that are there for you. And also, if you are not receiving the newsletter, the doctoral chat newsletter, which is specifically for scholars and graduates, please email me so I can make sure that you're on the list. And if you see that email coming through, it may come from me or it'll come from doctoral.scholars@sreb.org. Please, please, please put us on your safe senders list so that you can receive that information, because that's another way that we communicate. We also give kudos to people who are doing things and share some other funding opportunities or workshop opportunities that have been shared with us specifically for you all. Okay, are there any additional questions? Oh, sorry about that.
I do want to say before we wrap it up, I'm sure that there will be some folks that'll be reaching out to me. I will try to get back with you today. If not, I'm letting you know it will not be until next week. I am taking the rest of the week off because I got to turn in my prospectus next week. And I need to finish writing. So, but if it's an emergency, if you can't wait, reach out to Veronica and she'll answer whatever questions that you have. But I am, yeah, I got to take a couple days off. So. But as always, we're here to love on you and support you and help you build networks and communities. And we are so incredibly proud of the work that you all are doing. It's really fantastic. And I cannot wait, seriously, to see you all in New Orleans because we have the best time. So, Veronica, if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and wrap this office hours up. We will get it posted onto our webpage, right? Yeah, onto our webpage. So but again, that may not be until tomorrow because these videos are huge. But be on the lookout for it. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to myself or Veronica or anyone on the team, and we will help you as best we can. All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.